Let's see. Welcome to the graffiti jungle. Paulo Palingue. Benvenuti nella giungla del graffiti. Questo è impostore, rockstar. It's a fake rockstar chat show. Pensieri tangenziali. Let me see. Hold on. Let me start this because we actually do have a little thing. Who you rooting for? Who you rooting for? NFL playoffs. NFL playoffs. All right. The playoffs are here. It's official. Everything is set. We don't got to worry about this and the third. Okay. Okay. Welcome to the graffiti jungle. Paulo Palingue. Benvenuti nella giungla del graffiti. Questo è impostore, rockstar. It's the fake rockstar chat show. Pensieri tangenziali. Formerly known as Tangential Thought chat show. Shout out to Bailey. Podcast Sweet Cigar Talk podcast. It's been 4 days. We haven't had a cigar yet. But when do we do? Questo è primo soggetto. We're using subject instead of sessione. Instead of sessions, we're gonna go with subject. I read an oil painting book. We're gonna go with that. All right. Sono copy sono Chief Gihareh. So, watching the Steelers. I said it. The only game I was looking forward to today was the Steelers and the Ravens, and that was the late game. That was the last game of the season, right? But I said, the Ravens ain't been having like a whatever type of year, and Jackson went out for a bit, and then came back. They did okay, and it was just. But the ones she called them lovable losers. If they lose, I said, if they lose, I wouldn't be surprised. If they win, it's like, yeah, that's cool, but you don't put a lot of stock into it. You don't put a lot of stock into it. So with that game, I'm gonna start with the Ravens and the Steelers game first. I'm gonna start with the Ravens and the Steelers game first, and then we'll look at the playoff picture. But I ain't really watched many games this year, and so I don't really know nothing about nothing. So anyway, let's just go into this. So I just watched the highlights for the Ravens and the Steelers. Let me start with that. So with the Ravens and the Steelers, let's see here. See how well I got this set up. All right. There wasn't a lot of highlights in the game. Matter of fact, the majority of the highlights came in the fourth quarter. And so it was a slow start to the game. Like, when I say slow start, it was like, whatever quarter it was like third quarter or something like that. And it was like, yeah, Lamar Jackson's like 4 for 8. And now, but here's the one thing about that was one of the early plays, and it's Jalen Ramsey's fault. It was Jalen Ramsey's fault. I'm like, yo, son, I'm like just watching it kind of just like, I was like, bro, like they had now this one of them James where I can kind of understand it, whatever, being on defense, but at the same time, he knew it was his man. So like, because he went with him. Pause, like, you know what we saying, we talk about football and stuff, the way you try and cover stuff, but the formation was trips. I think it was like trips, right? And then so the wide receivers break out into this and third. However, it was a post. It was the most basic, the most simplest, route that you're gonna run. And dude runs a post. And it ain't like he really tried. Nobody touched him. And then once he makes that cut though, Ramsey goes to follow him, but from then on, there was no safety help. And so that was like the first big play of the game. And it came on a 4th and 3. It came on a 4th and 3. Like, so the Ravens went for it on 4th and 3. They ended up getting a touchdown. And it was like Jalen Ramsey just kind of like, the boy ran a post. But I'm saying it was out of trips, right? So that isn't anything. But then there's not really much going on after that. Like, there's no other real like major highlights in the game. And then, like I said, most of the highlights come in the fourth quarter. In the third quarter, Lamar Jackson throws an interception based off he throws an interception. It was deflected by the defensive lineman. And then, you actually watch football? Do you actually be, watching football? I'm gonna look into that. Who's the quarterback for your Seahawks right now? Do you know the quarterback name? um, so in the third quarter, Lamar Jackson throws an interception. One of the defensive linemen deflects it, and then it kind of bounces around and somebody intercepts it. So um, that one kind of threw me off because I'm looking at Lamar and it was on some. He ain't. I'm not gonna say it. It kind of seemed like he like kind of sort of like lost his stuff. But I mean, there were some highlights in this game, but it ain't like I don't know. I just don't. It just don't feel right or whatever. Anyway, but fourth quarter, all the rest of the stuff comes within the fourth quarter. So I'm reading from here. That was like first quarter. Nothing really happens. I think it goes in like the halftime, like 10-10 or something like that. Third quarter, there's that interception. Lamar throws that interception. Now, fourth quarter, it was like on the 50, like this was like one of the best plays of the game. Like I think Lamar shook off like two people, and then I didn't think the ball was gonna be able to get there. But you know what I'm saying? It went a good 50 yards. I'm like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? So that one was pretty cool. I'm not sure why that happened, but it was like almost like a blown coverage. It might have been another, it might have been something like that. I forget how that kind of sort of goes. Um, but it's another one. Like that happens like twice. So one of the things is I think it's like Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers, if he was on your fantasy football team, had a crazy game. Had a crazy game. It was like one play that was like a 50-yard touchdown, and I'm like, I didn't think it was gonna get there. Now I understood why that play happened because, like again, like I said, like there were like at least two defenders that tried to sack Lamar, and he got out of that, and then so I think the cornerback thought that the play was kind of sort of over with, and the receiver just like broke off and just kept going, and then Lamar just got it there. So that's what happened on that one. Um, but this next fourth quarter one was just like this same one down here, but this time it wasn't Ramsey's fault. But it was another trips right. It was another trips right, and the boy just ran a post. And once he ran that post, I think it was Zay Flowers again. It was like I guess it was like man coverage because there was no safety over top. There was no help, um, and so like that happened again. That was in the fourth. Um, Now the thing was like with the scores and whatnot. Steelers weren't having like they weren't like no crazy big plays or nothing like that, but uh, nah, it's in the fourth quarter, right? So I think the score was like really close. All I know is that I think when the Ravens went up, they were up by like 4, but when the Steelers went up, they go up by like 3-ish. But I think one of the guys ended up missing something. Um, so anyway, this is one of the last drink. Just like with like less than like 3 minutes or so, like they got like it's coming down to the 2 minute warning, and then like when it gets down to like 55 seconds, the Steelers score. Like they scored like and like they had the ball for like about a minute and they scored, right? So this is all in the fourth quarter, like, and so like these last few scores were like these were like highlight plays for me, but like so the Steelers were scoring, but it was just like these were like highlight plays. Like the Ravens scored on like some big plays type of thing. Um, but like it's fourth quarter, it gets down to like 55 seconds, and the Steelers scored again. Um, um, yeah. It was like this was like it was a relatively entertaining game. All you had to do was basically the fourth quarter. So the Steelers scored with like a minute left, and then uh, the Ravens get the ball back. Right now, here was the other part about with the Ravens getting the ball back. It's like on the third down, Lamar has to get out the joint. It's about to be a sack. Now, because one of the things I was like, this is not a. Lamar did have pressure. He did get pressure, but there was a lot of plays that he just had like a lot of time to just throw the ball. But uh, so he gets out, and then he just had to throw the ball away. Then it comes to like a fourth down, right? It's like maybe like 4th and 7. I'm not sure what it was. There's a catch at the 22. That was like a really, and that was like a contested. It was like a contested hard catch. Like I'm like yo, like so it was like oh snap, but it's at the 22. So this is basically a field goal. This is basically a little chip shot. Like not basically it's a field goal, but it's almost like an extra point at this point. It's like it's a chip shot, 22, type of jump. And the boy misses the field goal. And so like if you look at the score is like 26. The final score is like 26-24. And because it was like there was something about like there's something about like I'm not sure if it was they get like Steelers playing with the Steelers is always like one is Pittsburgh, so cold or this, that, and the third, and then people were slipping and falling, and so there was something about with the wind and the ground. Um, because there was a couple missed field goals. It was a couple missed field goals, and then there was one of the Steelers plays that I didn't like. I didn't really note it, but one of the plays in which the Steelers scored was because literally the cornerback slipped, and so like the wide receiver did like a stop and go. He stopped. The corner bit on the stop, but he fell, and then the receiver just went up and boom. So yeah, um, yeah, that was it for them. The Ravens had a nice play, put them in field goal. Like you couldn't, like you, outside of scoring a touchdown, you couldn't have asked for, they got the ball with 55 seconds left. So to get this catch, and it was like a 30 or something, whatever yard catch, and to end up at the 22 yard line, wild right. Just wild right. Lost the game. And mind you, you could win off the field goal. You could win off the field goal. The final score was 26-24. You could have won off the field goal. Um, that was sad. But the Ravens just had a sad year in general. It's just sad in general. So yeah, the Ravens, they're out. If they would have won, they would have been playing the Texans. They would be playing the Texans, but instead the Steelers won the division and are playing the Texans. The kicker had a lot of pressure. You gotta make sure that win is right and form is perfect. Yeah, so like that's what I'm saying. Like there was a lot of missed field goals in this game though. So like it was wind and people were slipping and falling. It just was not but at that it was like the 22, man. The 22-yard line is like there's not much more that you're gonna ask for like a better, you know what I'm saying, a way to do this jump. But Lamar, like I said, like there was like by the third quarter, um uh I don't know about the whole those this and the third. I just know that Lamar just didn't have a good year this year. And in this game, I'm telling you, it was like the third quarter. He was like 4 for 8. Like he was not like he wasn't spectacular this and the third. It was just like I'm telling you, that first play was blown coverage, and it was just a lot of but the other play was really good. These other like he had some really nice. They were just like maybe like 4 or 5 completions that were just longer completions, um, but it didn't have that feel as if like he like when he usually like be having a game that he like take over and he like mad crazy. He had some plays and he just throwing it, and they were scoring and whatnot, but it was just like the plays. Those 3 touchdowns, yeah. So those 3 touchdowns were just like blown coverage type of Jones, like people being wide open type of plays, and Lamar just had to get it there, and so he got it there, and I think those are the main things. So this is the playoff picture. This is the playoff picture, and so these games are. So all the games 4, 5, 3, 6, 7, and 2. These are the games that's going to happen on the 10th, 11th, and 12th. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So you got the Steelers versus the Texans, Bills versus Jags. I didn't watch that last Jags game, but apparently they put up 40 points today. Uh, the Chargers and the Patriots, and that's on the AFC side. And then, of course, you see that Denver and the Seahawks both have a bye week. And then, other side, you got Bears and Packers, Philly, San Fran, Rams, and Panthers. So, again, sports betting is legal now everywhere. So the whatchamacallit that's, affecting all of this, like, um, this is different. This is I don't know who is really legitimately whatchamacallit. In this first round, bro, you do see you got the champs against that 3-6 matchup with Philly and San Fran. That's a tough game already, like just off rip. Both of them had like decent records and whatnot. So, but I wouldn't know who or what you could even kind of sort of go for. Oh, so these your picks? These your picks? Um, see, with that, so with New England, all I know is they got Drake May, Stephon Diggs. I don't know who was on the Chargers, but um, I with the way things been going, I wouldn't know, but I would assume like that's like if you got to go money line on the Patriots, right? But Jacksonville, I don't. They seem like they can be good, but it's like they're just a young team that got to whatchamacallit. So I would actually, I like, and to be honest, like, cause like this on the AFC side, Patrick Mahomes is not here. Which is another reason why it was like you kind of sort of rooting for Josh Allen, cause it's like, bro, y'all they gotta constantly go up against Patrick Mahomes. So I'm actually rooting. I haven't watched the Bills play at all this year, but I will actually be rooting for Josh Allen and the Bills to make it next. Steelers and the Texans. I ain't watched nothing about the Texans this year, but Pittsburgh is. If I had, even without knowing, daggone Pittsburgh has veterans. Pittsburgh has way more veterans than Houston. So I only bet on myself, but if I had to whatchamacallit, I would say Pittsburgh is probably going to take that game. They have veterans like the Texans. When the last time the Texans ever been to the playoffs in your lifetime? I don't think the Texans have ever, and I don't think the Texans. I don't know. I couldn't tell you the last time the Texans have ever been to the playoffs. I don't expect them to go do. I don't expect them to do anything. They made it the last 3 years. I ain't been watching football. I ain't been watching football. They ain't got past the first round. They ain't been doing nothing, bro. They ain't been doing nothing. Um, but if I was to sit here and look at this, I would assume the Steelers are gonna win. That's what I would just assume. The Texans would give the Broncos a run from. Well, maybe I need to watch. Maybe I need to watch the Texans play. Maybe I need to watch the Texans play. All I the as face wise, by Casey at Baltimore. Uh, they're like, okay. Well, I need to check it out. I need to check. I haven't seen them ever. I don't like. I know I know the quarterback by face. I can recognize the face, but I don't know nobody on the Texans. I just know that the Steelers have veteran players, and so if the Steelers win, I wouldn't be surprised. That's all I'm saying is that the Steelers have veteran players. Like, and it's like, okay, if you got to trust somebody, um, that's what I'm saying. Like, there becomes a time in a year where like when a team like a young team has to finally like get over like the hump and finally able to just like make it all the way through and push. But basically what I'm saying is like the Steelers they're veterans, bro. So it's just like they would just it's like in the NBA reference, it's like playing the Rockets. The Rockets got Kevin Durant. They got veteran players and stuff. And so it's like the Rockets are doing really well right now. But if they ever beat somebody, it's like, bro, they got this person, that person, this person, that person. That's what the Pittsburgh Steelers are like. It's a ragtag group of veterans, bro. But they not like washed. So it's like, all right. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna have to watch the Texans play to see how I feel about that. Um, Now with Jacksonville and the Bills, like I said, I'm only rooting for the Bills just because um, I'm only rooting for the Bills because they daggone um, Josh Allen always got to go up against Patrick Mahomes, bro. And so the fact that Patrick Mahomes is not here, Patrick Mahomes is not here, and Lamar didn't make it. So this is perfect time. This is just like when Jordan took those 2 years off. This is time for Josh Allen to go ahead and like make a run for the Super Bowl. This is would be a year for Josh Allen to make a run towards the Super Bowl, bro. Lamar and Patrick are not there, which would be a conversation to be like, yeah, they wasn't there, so it would be one of them type of things that people talk about too. Well, I would at least mention if Josh Allen makes it to the Super Bowl, I'd be like, you didn't face Patrick or Lamar. Um, exactly. Like that's why I say like there used to be. She said Sherman, Thomas, Chancellor, and Lynch. Like it used to be a time you can name players off the teams. Right now, it's a lot of teams, and you can barely. If it ain't the quarterback, bro, you're not really naming nobody off these teams. There's no household names. Um, so I don't trust. I don't trust Jacksonville right now. They're a young team, whereas Buffalo been going to the playoffs. Now New England and Chargers, that should be. I think just not knowing too much, that might be a fun game. That might be a fun game. Whoever comes out of there is just gonna be cool, man. So, in the next round, if I see, uh, but that's one of them Jones that if it go either way, but it's supposedly you would supposedly say New England's supposed to come out of that. Um, because at this point, you need Stephon Diggs need to be winning something because of all this stuff that's going on off the court, off the field. All right, then on the other side, let's see. I don't know nothing about the Packers, bro. Like seeing, um, seeing the Packers, I was actually just shocked. However, I did watch the Bears play. I don't trust the Bears. So, I don't. However that game goes, if the Bears win, I'm like, oh, okay. But I wouldn't expect the Bears to get past whoever the Bears have to play next, whether it's the Eagles or what you call it. I would take the other team. I would take the other team. Um, so the toughest. I'll come back to that because I'm gonna come back to that. Rams and Panthers. Rams and Panthers. I don't know nothing about what's going on over there. I don't know nothing about what's going on. I couldn't. Well, actually, if I had to say anything, I would say the Rams. If they still got Stafford at quarterback, I would just go with the Rams. I don't really know nothing about that. Um, the Eagles and San Fran. That's the toughest game. Like, if you got like, if you, I don't know how, like, just go to back at NBA. I mean, it's already beat round. All right, well, that was in the regular season. You got to do it again in the playoffs. That's where it's gonna count. This is where it's gonna count for real. Um, uh, this is like so in the NBA reference, it's like when you got um, a crazy matchup, and they be like, "Oh, you got this and this team playing already, or too so early in the John like this." That San Fran and Eagles game, bro. That's the probably one. You can that's a game that I just wouldn't bet on. That's a game I wouldn't bet on, bro. It can go either way. The San Fran Eagles game can go either way, legitimately. I think San Fran has like 11 wins. They had like 11 or 10 wins. Like in the Eagles, I think San Fran has a better record than the Eagles. I could be a little bit, but I'm not. I don't think. I think whatchamacallit, bro. Not only that, the Eagles had some. They had some. They lost to the Cowboys this year. Like that's what I'm saying. Like this was a weird year because it was like certain stuff was just happening, bro. Like the Eagles had some questionable losses, bro. All I'm saying is the Eagles had some questionable losses this year, and so San Fran has like I think they ended the season like 11 or 12 wins. They got a better. I think they had a better record than the Eagles. I think. Um, I'm gonna have to just double check that. I could be wrong, but I think San Fran had. whatchamacallit, bro? Um, the Eagles had some questionable losses this year, so that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't even bet on that game. I wouldn't bet on that game at all. But whoever wins that game, I think goes on to win the next one. Though I think whoever wins the San Fran Eagles, and I think will go on to win the next one. That's how I would kind of sort of to look at that though. Um, and then I guess the only thing other than that would be like, assumingly, uh, nobody's right now. Nobody. So apparently, based off what the chat saying, nobody is expecting Pittsburgh to win. Niggas really think the Texans is nice. I'm gonna have to watch the Texans games. I'm gonna have to watch some of these Texans games or something because niggas think the Texans is nice, bro. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. That's actually what. That's actually. I'm gonna watch this game because, like I said, like I watched the Bears play, and the Bears not nice. The Bears is not nice. I don't care what that record say. I watched the Bears play this year. The Bears are not nice. They don't scare me. They don't seem like a legitimately, oh no, they a really good team. And I would be no. I feel like the Bears could lose any given day. The fact they had a great record was just like it surprises me. And they not that nice. I don't think what you got. But I'm gonna watch this and just go off the eye test. I'm like, yo, see what's going on. Okay, 49ers 12-5, Eagles 11-6. So yeah, I knew they had like 12 whatchamacallits, bro. I knew like that's what I'm saying. That's a crazy that's a crazy tough game. Um Super Bowl Rams and Steelers? That's what you call it? Um yeah, bro. Y'all going back and forth. Bro, I don't bro, that is this is wild card weekend. It seems like the Texans I'm getting mixed vibes here. I'm getting mixed vibes here. I'm getting mixed vibes here. Um, I don't know if the Texans is good or not, bro. I don't know if the Texans is good or not. Um, and but from there, right now, let me see. I would assume that, but it kind of it feels kind of sort of feels like both number one seeds would continue to move on. Packers getting destroyed. Destroyed is a tough word to use. I think it'll be a decent game. The Bears should win, but if they don't, I wouldn't be surprised. This is all. That's all I'm saying. The Bears should win, but if they don't, I wouldn't be surprised. Like the way things been going, I just wouldn't be surprised. I would not bet on that Eagles and San Fran game, bro. San Fran 12 and they said 12-5, and Eagles 11-6. Eagles had some questionable losses. Is all I'm saying. Houston got the number. Oh, okay. Number one defense in there. Oh, okay. Houston's got defense. Okay, I didn't know that. I don't know. I'm gonna have to watch it. I'm gonna see what's going on. I'm gonna see what's going on. Yeah, I'm that I so and I think that's the other thing too. Nobody's talking about whatchamacallit. Nobody's talking about the Bills, bro. I feel like the Bills is a sleeper for some reason, and they shouldn't be. But I feel like that's quiet as kept. That's good. Seattle and Broncos. That would be such a retro matchup. If if the Broncos and Seattle, that would be such a retro matchup. But I don't know how I feel about that. Both of those, like how even though it's AFC and NFC, both of those are West Coast cities. Like Denver and Seattle are both West Coast cities. Um, uh, uh, that'd be like a vintage game. Like that sounds like a 1950s game. That don't sound like a 2026 game. Mm. Mm. Yeah, bro. Bro. I feel like I just feel like people are sleeping on the Bills and they shouldn't be, and I'm okay with that they are. I feel like the Bills is in a nice position to be like, yeah, we gonna make it this on the third, bro. Like they gotta beat Jacksonville. I think that's very well possible. But from Jacksonville, you either have to face New England or the Chargers, and I don't think either one of them James is scary. Bills, and then if it turned out to be Bills versus Broncos, bro, I'm not going to change up until they lose. All right, until they lose, and but I'm rooting for the Bills, bro. I'm just gonna say that, bro. I'm rooting for the Bills. Um, I'm rooting for the Bills, bro. It doesn't go because it was 2014 when they played in the Super Bowl with each other. Dang, 2014. 2014 is 11 years ago. And he not even on the Seahawks don't even have the same coach, but Pete Carroll. I don't know what Pete Carroll I think is at the Raiders now or something. They only got the same coach no more. They only got the same coach no more. Yeah, Pete Carroll, he ain't there no more. So, bro, I'm just gonna say that right there. I'm going, hell nah, hell nah. I think a lot of people would disagree with that. Pete Carroll's not a great coach. The Seahawks should have ran the ball. That is always a whatchamacallit, bro. And I think that is the definite. That right there is a stain on his career. No, 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 no. That is a stain on his career. I don't want them to beat Patriots versus Seahawks. Patriots versus Seahawks. Would that even be a crazy game? Buffalo star corner got injured. Oh, how? What? Yeah. They've actually sat here and analyzed that. They talked about it. That one call broke up that entire team. They never did any that's why it's cool for them to be in the playoffs now. But mind you, that was 11 years ago. They were on a run. They was on a streak. It was the Legion of Boom, all of that. That one call messed up everything. That one call messed up everything. Denver in the Mountain West, not the West Coast. It's still a Western. It's still a Western city. It's not an Eastern city. There was no reason to. It's a West. Denver is in Colorado. That's on the West Coast, bro. Seattle is on the very west tip of the West Coast. Like those are two Western cities. It's not Eastern. It ain't middle. It ain't Midwest. Colorado is West, bro. But that was just a very. It's and this is one of those, like, how do I even say this? Like, the reason it was so bad of a call, bro, because it's like that's another Super Bowl, and you never know like the trajectory of a lot of different things from that. But like that's literally like when you know about like history and this and the third. That's like life changing call. Um, that was a life changing call, bro. That literally disbanded that entire team. The Legion of Boom, that whole team split up off of that, bro. That whole team split up off of that one call, and it was dumb. Not only was it dumb, it was it. I'm not sure the word, but you showing favoritism, and you he it they because if if Marshawn Lynch would have scored the touchdown, he already was having a great game. He would have got MVP. They didn't want to give Marshawn Lynch the MVP. Marshawn Lynch would have been Super Bowl MVP, but they wanted Russell Wilson to be Super Bowl MVP. And the only way he could have possibly got that is if he would have thrown that touchdown. If he would have thrown that touchdown. But that's not the whatchamacallit. And then it ends up being an interception. and it seals the fate. Like, and that's why it was just that was like the worst. It was the worst call. It was like one of the worst, and it doesn't make sense. You shouldn't have done it. And it's just one of those like it's almost like in a simulation type of genre. like 100% they were going to win. They would have won that game. And the thing was, Marshawn Lynch would have been Super Bowl MVP. But because you don't want him to be Super Bowl MVP and you want Russell Wilson to be MVP, all right, Russell, we're going to give you the chance to whatchamacallit. And what does he do? Throw an interception on the fucking goal line. It sounds fucking retarded. You throw an interception on the goal line, bro. Just knew. Uh, everyone knew Marshawn. But the thing about it, you wasn't stopping it. That's that you wasn't stopping it. It don't matter. It's like calling a quarterback. It doesn't matter if everyone knew that what was going. Bro, the boy, when they interviewed the boy with the interception, who got the interception, he knew the play. So you can't say that everyone knew that Marshawn was going to call it. That man, he jumped the ball. It wasn't like he when you watch that play, they've actually interviewed him and they talked about this. He knew that play and he knew, like, I forget the whole I'm not sure if it was the formation or what like gave it away. He never even played the receiver. He entirely jumped that whole play. That if you look at that interception, he's looking at what you got the whole. He jumps the whole play, bro. He jumps the whole play. Marshawn Marshawn at that point was agile enough. You don't know if Marshawn was going to try to, like, it didn't matter. Like, that's what I'm saying. It didn't matter. Marshawn was having his way in that game. And I think if it was not that game, or if it wasn't that game, it was that season where he does the whole, when he jumps into the end zone and holds his nuts. Marshawn was having his way in that game. Exactly. If it wasn't that game, like in the Super Bowl, it was that season. If it wasn't that game if it wasn't in the Super Bowl, it was that season where Marshawn gets a crazy he breaks the whole playoff. And what does he do? He jumps into the end zone, turns around, and hold my nuts. That's how he scores a touchdown. He was having his way, bruh. He was going to score. Oh, it was in the playoffs. Okay. It wasn't in the it wasn't okay. It was that, bro. That's what I'm saying. The playoffs still make it that much more legendary, bro. This wasn't a regular season game. This is a like we going to the Super Bowl. Bro. And in this game, but in the Super Bowl though, he would have been Super Bowl MVP. Like that's how the game was just going, bro. That's how the game was going. You don't, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You gonna try to what? You gotta go watch that one play. Go watch that one play, bro. That the cornerback jumps the play, bro. He jumps that play. You're on the goal line? It's crazy, bro. That's the worst call. That's now I'm not gonna say that, but that is one of the worst calls in history. You know how they be like the top 10, this and the third. That's up there, bro. That's like top 2 and not 2 type vibes, bro. That is top 2, not 2 type vibes. And but see that's the whole point. Like with Kobe and Shaq. Shaq will sit there and Shaq will start crying and he'd be like, man, we could have just put the pride to the side and we could have got a couple more rings, could have got a couple more chips. You see what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying here. Saying it's on some, bro. Most people, Bill Belichick would have ran the ball, bro. I think. I don't even think Bill Belichick would have told Tom Brady to throw that ball, bro. I think Bill Belichick was like, Tom, you not about to be Super Bowl MVP this time. We about to win this fucking chip. I don't think most coaches. Oh no, you crazy. Josh Allen is nice, bro. He reminds me. He's a mobile Ben Roethlisberger. Like Josh Allen kind of scares me, bro. Like these. Let me try to think. Mm, yeah. From what I can tell, if I can remember, Josh Allen might be the biggest quarterback. Like of all the quarterbacks and it's still in the whatchamacallit, Josh Allen's probably the biggest. And I mean that in the sense of like tall and weight, bro. Josh Allen, but he can move. He will run. Josh Allen is actually scary, bro. Like, if people don't realize how Ben Roethlisberger was actually kind of nice, bro. Ben Roethlisberger was nice, bro, and it was hard to like sack him and bring him down. Josh Allen reminds me of that, bro. Josh Allen is like, that's why I say I'm low key, not even low key. I'm high key. I'm like, bro. I really think they whatchamacallit, bro. I really think I think the Bills is a sleeper team. I just heard about this injury, John, but I don't. I don't trust the Jaguars. I don't trust the Jaguars, bro. I watched them play. I don't trust them. Like I don't care. They put up 40 points. I just don't trust them, bro. If you're on Metro, don't trust you. He can't win it. Texas doesn't own him, bro. It's been Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes been spanking. Patrick Mahomes was spanking the AFC. That's why I was like, they finally chilling. Like he ain't there right now. Him or Lamar. Him or Lamar. Um, I just we go. Hey, we. This is all good and fine and dandy. We have a week. All we get to, and I will. That's why I said I'm on record for saying this. I'm gonna leave this live stream. I'm on record for saying this. But I would think that if I was a betting man, I would think the Bills are gonna beat the Jags, bro. I would think the Bills are gonna beat the Jags. I trust Josh Allen. I trust Josh Allen in that sense. And if it was any other, I don't and like the only other team I have to do some research on is the daggone Texans because apparently a lot of people are going for the Texans. Everybody kind of rock with the Texans, bro. Mm, that's what I know, bro. No, Russell Wilson was the worst scrummer ever. Yeah, Russell Wilson. Now, what is Russell Wilson known for? He known for like them little he ain't no he gonna be a solid quarterback, but he ain't no like he got them like Hail Mary type of plays like them, you throw up a wish and a prayer and that shit came down. I don't know how lethal the Jags is. But Trevor Lawrence is not. I'm not yet. Trevor Lawrence is I think his name is the quarterback for the Jags. He ain't whatchamacallit, but like the Jags like they have like they're a young team and they just got to clean things up. And so it's like watching them, they're not frustrating, but it's almost like watching a high school, not a high school. I don't like mean to say it like that, but it's just like they make small little errors that's just like, bro, you in the NFL, so it's like they got to clean stuff up, bro. That's my only thing. Carolina up and down 3-0 against the Texans for Josh Allen. But he ain't playing the Texans right now. Right now he gotta he gotta go up. Hawks. Panthers beat Rams before. So we got some Seahawks fans. Seahawks over Bills. Put money on Jacksonville. Who won the bet, bro? Who won the bet? Hell no, I don't trust. Like I said, I don't trust the Bears. Hawks versus Patriots. Somebody else said that too. The baseball running slide shit he used to do. Gotta hold your breath. Yo, QB on point. Bears going to the Super Bowl. Bears and hell no. You think the Bears are going to beat the Eagles or uh, San Fran? You sound dumb. Are you dumb? Are you stupid? What? Bro, you know what? That's probably one of the most unlikely things ever. And so if it happened, you know what? That's one of them. If you put $10 and you win $1 million, the Bears Like, man, I'd flip the table. If the Bears made it to the Super Bowl, bro, I'm like, bro, what? That is one of the most unlikely. But remember, people, sports betting is legal everywhere. Sports betting is legal everywhere. Carolina and Jacksonville. Hell nah, Carolina. Bro, Carolina. They have a easy. If Carolina, they would have to beat the Seattle Seahawks and then beat what? I just don't foresee that happening. I don't foresee that happening. I don't. You know how like you could just like okay, they're gonna have to do this, and that. The Carolinas gonna have to beat the Rams. They're gonna have to beat the Seahawks, and then they're gonna have to beat. Um, they're gonna have to beat the Rams. They're gonna have to beat the Seahawks, and then they're gonna beat one of these, the San Fran or the Eagles. That's a gauntlet, bro. That's a gauntlet for the Panthers. That's a difficult path to the Super Bowl. Um, they already beat the Rams, but that's not the point. I'm like the Rams is fine. If you're looking at Carolina to beat the Rams, that's fine. But to say that they then have to like, mind you, they don't get a break. They then have to go face the Seahawks, and if you think that they're going to beat the Seahawks, they then have to also beat. I would assume, I'm just assuming, the San Fran or the Eagles. That I cannot do. I, the only thing I gamble on is myself. I ruin my life for the plot. Um, Let me see. Anybody else? See, like the Bears beating the Packers. Like, oh, okay. The Bears beating the Eagles or San Fran. That's another thing. But then they're also still gonna have to face Seattle. It's a thing. The Bears can like you saying the Bears sounds more likely than the Panthers. That's a lot of practice we have to do without a break. Exactly. No, like but so the thing is that you gotta also understand. We all so like mind you, what is everybody's records? We have 11-6 records. We got a 12-5 record. That's a long season, bro. That's a long season, bro. So like the everybody that has to play right now, bro, they don't have no extra break. So like the Seahawks and the Broncos, like they actually have a break. Like they like you know what I'm saying? You get one bye week. This is like another bye week for them. You see what I'm saying? They get to chill and just sit back. They get to what we doing? They get to do. They get to watch all the games. You know what I'm saying? So all these teams that's about to play right now for wild card, bro, this is a long season, bro. The seasons was never really this long, bro. Like niggas is 12-5, bro. Niggas had to play that, and so like this is like this is why things get watered down to mediocrity, and people used to like take games off and this and that third, bro. Like this is a long season for these people, bro. So that's what I'm saying. Like not only that, you don't have no other break, bro. Like this is why like this is why it's really crucial that those one seeds have a break next week. These teams right here, bro, gotta play next weekend. They just played this weekend. They gotta play the weekend coming after that, and like they gotta keep going, bro, and just to get to the Super Bowl. That's why I say it's a gauntlet for these teams right now, bro. That's why it's anybody that's in the wild card. That's why they call this shit the wild card, bro. Anybody to make it out the wild card to get all the way to the Super Bowl, that joint is a gauntlet, bro. Um, There, it's, bro. Does that's like saying what? So that's like saying every person who watch sports, any sport, has to gamble. Fuck no, that shit don't make sense, bro. You watch the shit for the entertainment of it. You either probably played or you didn't. Like, so I used to play this shit, so it's like I just still just kind of sort of got a love for the game or this and the third, and like you want to see a nice play, you want to see it's entertainment, you want to see this and the third. Like you don't gotta bet on this shit, bro. That don't make sense, bro. Shit. And then the way thing and the fact that stuff is legal now, bro. You see, like they done locked up mad players this year, bro, for throwing a game for not this and the third, and it be mad footage on this stuff, bro. So you also talking about you betting on it. You sound dumb for betting on the game, like these shit, knowing goodness well somebody be like they talking to this person saying, Shit, Mike Tyson lost to motherfucking Jake Paul the other day. What bitch? Like, you sound dumb as hell trying to bet on these games, and these niggas is throwing the game. These niggas not playing for real. These niggas is actors and shit. Um, Steelers lose round one with a retirement home first round. If the Steelers lose, I wouldn't be surprised. But at the same time, if the Steelers win, I wouldn't be surprised, bro. Like I just told you, they got Aaron Rodgers. Like, bro, when I'm sitting here watching Phillip Rivers still play, bro, like it's something about ball placement and just being able to like hit certain targets and knowing what to do in certain situations, bro. This is why I sit here and talk about. Thanks for the gift. This is why I sit here and talk about on some uh he's a veteran quarterback, bro. Like watching like this and it's clear, like watch Aaron Rodgers throw the ball, right? Look at the trajectory of the ball. And then look at Shador throw the ball. Shador be throwing lollipops, bro. And that shit be making me I be getting anxiety. I'm like, bro, that ball is clear like it could just be intercepted, bro. But Aaron Rodgers throwing darts, like the ball gotta get there. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like Aaron Rodgers is a veteran quarterback. They got veteran players on offense and defense, so it's less likely mistakes. The Texans is like a young team, so like that's what I'm saying. It comes down. Sometimes it comes down to inexperience, bro. And it's on some. That's what I'm saying. It can go either way. But if the Pittsburgh win, I wouldn't be surprised. But if they lose, I wouldn't be surprised either. Like, you know what I'm saying? If they older and the other ones just got it like that. You just said Texans got the number one defense. I'm like, all right, cool. I understand that. But that's why I say like the Rockets, if you look at the NBA, the Rockets is one of the top teams right now. But they not a young team. They just got some veteran players who less likely to make mistakes and know how to do who know how to play situational plays and such. Um, Carolina's at home. Okay, home field advantage. But that means they also got some good weather. Well, we're on the East Coast. It might be a little cold. But I mean, it's cold. It might be cold all, whatchamacallit, bro? It's about to be cold all, whatchamacallit. Seahawks and Denver get to watch games. And the plays and practice. And when they got, bro, having this next week off, bro, is a blessing. This was a long season, bro. That extra game is a long season. Vegas losing 1,000 on the game. He bet Ravens to win. They missed that exactly, bro. And that was, bro. Like I said, and the girl said, she said the Ravens are lovable losers. The Ravens are lovable losers, bro. Like they did not have a decent, but it was one of them. Before the season started, Lamar Jackson was the MVP candidate. I'm talking before the season even started. They was like, yo, Lamar Jackson about to, you know what I'm saying, do something. You know what I'm saying? And so that was just a whole thing. And then they could have kind of won, bro. They could have kind of won. But like I said, Lamar Jackson wasn't having no crazy game, bro. It was like, by the time halftime came, he had completed like 4 passes, bro. So I was like, bro, this shit look different. First round is going to be rusty. Crazy money must be ready. Yeah, you may come up other than Texans winning. Okay, I've been hearing the Texans. Packers going all the way. You sound crazy. If anybody game is what Terry Bradshaw would say. Terry Bradshaw played for who? The Steelers. Stand for 2. Patriots. Super Bowl 60. Damn, we got Super Bowl 60 right now. DK Metcalf coming back next week. Sheesh. He ain't even been playing. Aaron Rodgers ain't. And I was looking at they whatchamacallit too. They got some decent receivers. He got some people to throw it to. Seahawks and Broncos are fool's gold. I don't know. Who that? I think Bo Nix is on the Broncos. I can't tell you nobody's on the Broncos. And Seahawks got Sam Darnold, but Sam Darnold had came from the Jets, and so it was just like he was in a bad situation. But I don't think he was trash, and so it's just like good that he got like a decent team. Lamar overrated? No, he's not overrated. Lamar's not overrated. He just I don't think he's overrated at all. He's an MVP of the league. He also has he got mad records and shit, bro. Like like if you had to sit there and watch a quarterback highlights, he got highlights, bro. Like some people highlights take me boring. Lamar Jackson got highlights that's looking like some like it's a reason like people put it like he looked like Madden. It's like playing Madden in real life. Lamar Jackson, I would not. I'm a little bit disappointed in him now. You know what I'm saying? And his career don't seem like Hall of Fame type career, but he got mad pressure on him, but it's for a reason, bro. He not overrated, but um, the first few originally the first few years it was because he's playing Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is just that nice. He's just that nice. But Patrick Mahomes gave everybody a year to do whatever they were trying to do. So that's why it was up to him to whatchamacallit, and yeah, he didn't do what he had to do. Obviously, he's a higher seed than Texans. Um, it's like, man, where is that? Yeah, he definitely whatchamacallit. He definitely whatchamacallit. Okay, we gotta move you out of the way. You're jumping crazy. Seahawks got that run game. Seahawks. Oh, I don't know who they running back though is though. I couldn't. I haven't. I gotta. I would have to watch the whatchamacallit. Um, he definitely overrated. He didn't deserve. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. That's not a whatchamacallit, bro. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not. I would not. I don't even have. I wouldn't go back and forth with you about that. Like, you know when they say, we're not gonna say rage baiting. Are you provoking? Are you trying to provoke me? I would not go back and forth about that. Like, he's not overrated. Just type in his highlights. You would be entertained. You would rather watch his highlights than compared to who else? Who has, like, even if you had to, outside of Patrick Mahomes, who would have a better highlight tape with even with his limited career as of playing already and just yet? He's not overrated. So I'm not even going to go back on that. Okay, you can move out the way. I don't got time for no emotional people. Lamar just needs a better O line. He got weapons with no protection. That's see. I would. I'm. It. There. It's so one now. One of the things is now is the fact that it's starting to, it's starting to get to that point. Because I watched the. I'm sitting there watching Jane. He do be having like the time to like this that, and the third. Um. He. Because he do got people that, and he got some people he could throw into or whatnot. Um, for some reason, I don't know, like that first half of the game didn't feel like anything. Um, and I kind of feel it's kind of like you saying Lamar just fast, but it's one of those I kind of hate. Not for I don't know how to say this. Like, how do I say this, thing, bro? Like, cause he actually can throw, right? Like one of the things like watching the joint today, uh, I'm like, dang, is the ball gonna get there? But it get there. So he can throw, and um, he could throw he has a decent, like when it comes to accuracy on a deep ball, like he can throw. Uh, it was he had to battle the narrative of everybody. People was hot, and that's what I don't like is the fact that he had to battle that, but at the same time, there was a necessary point of him being able to stand in the pocket and throw. So I feel like he, because of all the chatter around him running so much, he decided to just try to prove people wrong and stay in the pocket. I'm not gonna say never. Whose name is Kenneth Walker? Whose name is that? Um, I don't. How am I trying to say this? One, it was good that he worked on sitting in the pocket to throw, right? That was fine. But it came because of people, critiquing him so much or running so much. Um, and so right now, that's why I said now when he runs the ball now, it ain't like, oh, he about to try to do that in the third. Um, I'm trying to figure out how else to really explain this. That's all I'm saying, bro. I'm glad that he worked on being able to stay in the pocket and sign a third. But right now, well, I guess it's the season over, so it's gonna have to be like next year. Um, Next year, it's gonna have to be like the Madden type. Like, if you play Madden and you want this player to do X, Y, and Z, and like you just want it like the over usage of that player. That's what is going to have to kind of sort of be. Lamar Jackson would have to have one of them type of years. He would have to have next year. It would have to be like one of them over usage Madden type of years, like, and the whole team would just be on some. We gon' bro. We want you to get MVP, and as long as you just make the right Jones until the center third, and so it would have to be one of those type of guns because the purpose about the whole thing was to build around him. Hopkins is not washed. Hopkins is not washed. You don't. Nah. He's still. This is like Larry Fitzgerald type of vibes. Like you don't then just leave him open. You then don't just like, oh yeah, I'm just leaving 1-on-1. No, 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 no. This is like it was like, all right, leave Randy 1-on-1 if you want to. Leave Randy 1 if you want to. Derrick Henry, DeAndre Hopkins, everybody the offense should be putting up numbers. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, Lamar Jackson has to have a. Lamar Jackson has. The Jags should rebrand the Cheetahs. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. Because what the fuck is the difference between a Jaguar and a cheetah and a panther and a Jaguar, cheetah, panther, and there was one more, leopard. uh, but because he has a hesitancy to run now, and he's in this and the third, I think that has kind of I think that has affected his game. The constant and him changing the game for that. He was way more dangerous when he first started. People really like, you still got to kind of respect him getting out the pocket, but is less. He hasn't had that whole breakaway. He hasn't had a lot of breakaway. He hasn't had a lot of escapability because he's trying to sit here and prove to everybody else that he can throw and be a quarterback and just stay in the pocket. So that's one thing I would kind of sort of I would say I would look at though. Next year he's going to. It would be in his best interest to go back to like running the ball more. It would be in his best interest to go back to running the ball more, and what that does is open everything back up. Because if he runs the ball more, one of the linebackers is going to have to play spy, or either one of the linebackers or one of the defensive linemen. Somebody is not going to. They're going to have to play a spy type of thing. What they kind of tried to whatchamacallit was the whole play action type of vibe. Yeah, it's cool, but if Lamar not running, then whatchamacallit. So that's how that opens it up. That's how that opens it back up. That's how that opens it back up, bro. I think he needs to go back to how he was originally playing, and I think Lamar Jackson needs to run the ball more. Bro, it's a thing. It's a thing. People saying there. I think I'm not sure whatchamacallit. I'm not sure if he was playing when he said it, like just joking. But it's actually most people are not against the idea. Most people are not against the idea. The Cheetahs. They can't be cheating though. The Cheetahs cheating. That's gonna be a whole other thing. We don't know who wins the Super Bowl. We speculating right now. Right now, it's speculation. It's speculative, right? So yeah, I think Lamar Jackson has to go back to running the ball more, which is crazy, right? Which is crazy. But in doing so, it will open up everybody else. It will open up everybody else. Because now you still got to respect Derrick Henry running the ball. You still got to respect him throwing the ball. I think he spent a year being a whatchamacallit, but now it's like go back to like how you were playing. Bills going to Super Bowl. That's what I was kind of going for. Pittsburgh or Seattle. Pittsburgh or Seattle. Um, the Dolphins. The Dolphins is doing what? What is the Dolphins doing? Tyreek Hill ain't even whatchamacallit. We need to figure out. Tua turn the ball over? Why are we even mentioning the Dolphins, bro? I doubt that. I don't know. I don't know. Eagles back to back? Hell no. That would be nah. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I don't. I just don't. I wouldn't foresee that even in whatchamacallit, bro. You gotta understand, like mind you, the Eagles with the Eagles winning the Eagles winning last year, and then they was in it the what you call it before that, and then you had the Eagles beat Tom Brady. That one jump, like no. I don't think they going back like that, bro. I don't think Philly is about to whatchamacallit, bro. Rams, Broncos. I think for the most part, a fan favorite. Just a sad Dolphins fans. Like you just bringing that in here. You just bringing that in here. Just bringing that up. I'm just gonna throw that out. Just gonna throw this out there. I know y'all talk about this and that, but I'm just gonna throw this out there. Bears covered, bro. I don't trust the Bears, bro. I don't trust the Bears, bro. I don't trust the Bears, bro. I don't trust it. I watch them play. I watch them play, bro. They don't scare me. The Bears don't. When I watch the Bears play, they don't scare me, bro. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, you say that until they run into a good offense. You say that until they run into a good offense. Offense got to score. That was the only reason that. But I mean, nah, I knew there was a fight. Nobody talked about that. That didn't pop up on any timelines or nothing. Nobody was talking about it. The fight must have been weak. I ain't see it. So, yeah, the Bears going. I feel like the Bears might do a little something. I feel like they might make it to the next round. But if the Bears beat the Packers, I mean, no, if the Bears beat the Eagles or San Fran, and then have to beat the Seahawks or one of the, I just don't. It could happen, but I don't know. Out this wild card, John, people may got the not the favorite. Well, yeah, favorite in a like one sense is supposed to be like Eagles and San Fran. Like that's why I say that's a tough matchup, bro. That's why I say like of all these games, a stronger conference, AFC. It's like this is how do I say it's like when you in the NBA reference, it's like the reason the East was the way it was because LeBron was there. So a lot of teams had to like accommodate for LeBron being in the East. And so like they had to try to find people who are big and fast and whatever. But the West was like finesse players. And so but as of right now, that's why like that's when the Chiefs, Ravens, and that's why I say you gotta look at stuff like in those last few years, bro, of like those last what not last year, but the 3 to 4 years before that, watching the Chiefs, the Ravens, and the Bills, bro, those were like it was kind of scary because you was like, bro, seeing them you didn't want to see them in the playoffs, bro, and like even watching Patrick Mahomes This year, even like watching the Chiefs, bro. The Chiefs are scary, bro. Whenever the Chiefs lose, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised when they just lose. Like the Chiefs has a roster and a team that could go undefeated, like on paper type of John, bro. Um, on the other side, the only team that you people would even kind of sort of this and the third, like I go for like teams that you kind of look at as like a powerhouse type of John. This was the year that I was like, bro, looking at this whatchamacallit, nobody's a powerhouse. You're not scared of none of these teams, bro. But this is what I'm saying, like on paper, bro, you would be scared to play the Ravens, bro. Like this is one of them James. Like when you go to play Madden, that's think about it. You can think about another way. You can think about that in another way. If you're gonna go play Madden and you got all these people and this and the third, who is what teams are most likely going to be used on Madden? Not only that, right? Think about it in the sense of, oh man, you don't play Madden? Okay. If it's your first time playing Madden, which team would you have to play? Which team should you use to play? Is that's what I'm sitting here trying to say. If you're going to play Madden and it's a person who never played Madden before, which teams would you tell them to choose so that they can have the most fun and most likely to win? Most of the teams are going to be on the AFC side. You're going to tell them to go play with the Chiefs. You're going to play with the Ravens. You're going to tell them to play with certain teams like, yeah, because you're going to be able to use this person. You're going to be able to throw to this person. It's those types of odds, bro. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Um, I missed a couple of things. Okay. Yeah, but you've been saying like different stuff. Whatchamacallit. So I'm not sure. I'm not. Bears got the 2 seed for a reason. I've seen them struggle. I've seen them struggle against weak teams. Like when watching them play doesn't. I don't know why people like when they talk about like the eye test, bro. I'm not. I wouldn't be scared to play the Bears in the playoffs. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying here saying. I don't even care about what seed they are. I would if you had to play the Bears and play, you wouldn't be scared to play them. You just they feel beatable is all I'm saying. I think they could be maybe, but any team can beat any other team if they had a bad day. You only get one chance. This ain't the NBA. This ain't no series. John Gruden come in here and flex his ring on our defense. Um, where John Gruden at now, bro? The last time he was yelling at people. Tyler Luke, yeah, you felt bad for that guy. That's the kicker for the Ravens. Jags, but what? Nobody will watch the Super Bowl. I mean, they will watch it because they got the one guy performing. They got the Puerto Rican guy. What's his name? He's performing. That guy. He's performing. Jags and Panthers. Hell no. That doesn't even sound. It wasn't on my 2026 bingo card, but here we are. Yeah, you saying anything? Nobody's gonna. I think the Chiefs going back to Super Bowl next season, and If somebody saying that's like, yep, they took this year off. They was going to the playoffs and they had, mind you, going to the playoffs means you have a longer season. So for them to be like, yep, Patrick Mahomes wasn't playing his last few games. He been resting, relaxing. He about to be playing golf in this and the third. He just make sure he just don't come back rusty, man. Oh, somebody said Kelsey might retire. We gotta check. We gotta send somebody send a thing out when the off season come. Send that. Is it APB? Whatever that joint is called. Send that joint out for Kelsey, bro. Cause he just got married to His game ain't been. His game was not right this year, bro. I don't. I'm just gonna say it. He was dating the one girl at first, and then all of a sudden he about to get married to his other John, and I don't know if things is. I don't know if they just as exciting as they was off the court. He was having fun on and off the field type of thing. I don't know if that's what because he was balling, bro. He was balling, but now he ain't been balling, bro. This was not his year, bro. Somebody said that he might retire. If Travis Kelce retired, bro, I wouldn't be surprised, bro. Like You mother. Mahomes is not what, bro. You provoking me. You are. I'm not saying rage baiting. You are like you're saying the worst things ever, bro. I'm not. I can't. I'm not even gonna read the rest of your message. Eagles, Rams, Vikings. Vikings not even what you call, bro. Yeah, bro. He saying anything, bro. That's why I was like, I'm not even gonna read the rest of the message, bro. I'm not because the other message was kind of already unhinged. I was like, nah, that one right there. I'm not. I'm not going. I'm not even. I'm not even entertaining what you call it. Who can't throw? All right, yeah, I'm about to block people now, bro. Let's see what they said last night. They got first round exits. Packers and Bears aren't serious. Okay, so who'd you say? Who are you? Um, okay, you gotta get going. Bad Bunny, yeah, that's his name. Bills versus Seahawks would be the Super Bowl. Bills, Seahawks. See, shit makes sense, bro. Whatchamacallit? Rams, the 49 defense is non-existent. I heard Chiefs might get Justin Jefferson. The Chiefs? I swear to God, bro. Where you hear that from? Who's your source? Source? Trust me, bro. I feel like San Fran Eagles game. Whoever wins that one, it's between them and the Hawks. Whoever wins that game goes to the bowl. Seahawks, San Fran, whoever between them is going. And Hawks, between them and Hawks. Oh, you're saying whoever wins San Fran and Eagles will probably play the Hawks, and whoever wins that game is going to the Super Bowl. That is a it makes sense type of jump. Whoever wins Eagles San Fran to play the Seahawks, and then between that, that seems. So that means if you had to narrow it down and say, okay, Seahawks, San Fran, or Eagles, between them, who's going to the Super Bowl? That's what it kind of seemed like, that middle. Whoever's in that middle part, that seemed what you got. The Chargers are bad. They've been getting ass kicked lately. What by the Jags, Broncos? I gotta check in on the Chargers. Seahawks winning it all. 49ers don't have pass rush. The Niners look rough. Purdy couldn't get it going. Purdy had a lot of bad press. And so, they called Purdy a game manager. That's what one boy said. Niners are sneaky contenders. Niners got too many injuries. Hey, yo, I'm wondering where Reese is at, bro. Because that's Reese's team. I'm wondering where Reese is at, bro. That's Reese's team. I need Reese. Reese got to be here to hear y'all talk like this. Reese got to be here to hear y'all talk like this. I'm wondering where Reese is at. Because Reese would be in here defend his team. Pretty assistant quarterback. As long as the system working, it don't. You see what I'm saying? If the system working, the system working. If they do what they do, they make it do what they do. You know what I'm saying? It ain't. You don't care at that point. You know what I'm saying? You're not bigger than the program. So it's one of those like. But I'm not. Purdy ain't no superstar. But even if he is like a game manager, you don't. It's okay. That's the point I was saying like, with like the Steelers, like Aaron Rodgers is just like, bro, he gonna be able to make certain this and the third. So like, even if, as long as Purdy doesn't have to be elite. So like some people are just like, I'm making a safe throw, I'm making a safe pass, I'm doing this and the third, and it's like, if you just play in such a way that you play clean, and you don't have a lot of mistakes, fine. It's you may not whatchamacallit, but he won't be the reason you lose the game. That's the thing about Purdy, right? He was like, well, you ain't gonna blame me for losing this game. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't blame me for that. So we'll see. It is actually a pro. We gotta watch some James play. We gotta watch some James play. So for me, I mean, y'all probably have your own teams of just under third. I didn't really keep up with everybody. But for me, if I had to do some homework, Chargers, hell no. They got a young quarterback. Um, you, you can't say that, Nicole. You can't say that. They're on the same side. They're both in the same conference. They're both on the AFC side. Um, I'm gonna come back when Chargers is. The Chargers can't play the Texans. Only in Madden, not in the Super Bowl. But they can. The Chargers will have to beat the Patriots. Chargers will have to. Relax, guys. It's just a joke. uh, you did say crazy. It would be freaking crazy. The Chargers would have to beat the Patriots, and then they would have to beat the Jags or the Bills, and then hell no. I just don't see that shit. Bro, that's the one thing about everybody right now that has to play this coming weekend. That is three. They gotta make it through three hoops. They gotta make it through this weekend, next weekend, and then another one. It's like, it's like by the time you sit there and say this, like by the time they get to the next one, it's like, bro, that is so unlikely, bro. It's so unlikely. But it depends on who they are, though. But that's why I say Pittsburgh. I don't know. We got Pittsburgh, Houston, Chargers, and Panthers, bro. Because what Super Bowl was it that was like, bro, this joint is so whatchamacallit, and you just can't. Bills aren't as tough as they seem to be. They're not making Super Bowl with that defense. I gotta. That's what I said. What my homework, and I only got to see one game, bro. I only got to see one game, but I need to watch. I need to watch the Texans play. I haven't seen them play all year. I need to legitimately see what the heck is going on with them. I gotta see the Texans play. The Chargers and the Patriots. I don't know. Yeah, look, I'm not going with anything that you're saying, bro. The Steelers is, like I said, win or lose, I wouldn't be surprised at whatever happens with the Steelers. Win or lose, bro. I need to watch the Texans play. I gotta watch that, and then I'll be for sure about whatever. I won't be for sure, but I'll be more confident in saying something about that. And then over on the other side, bro, I know nothing about the Packers, bro. The Packers is so random. I would need to watch something with the Rams, and I need to watch the Panthers. I don't know who. I don't know. I can't name one person on the Panthers. So that's like the Bills not getting far is because of injuries. But I still don't trust Jacksonville. Shit, damn. Did you think Jacksonville would beat the Patriots? You think Jacksonville would beat the Patriots and then the Broncos, Texans, or Steelers? That's what I'm saying. That is wild. That's wild. I wouldn't even. I don't like it. As students say out Houston. People keep saying that, bro. People keep talking about the Texans like they nice, but they're not saying the Texans are going to a Super Bowl. Nobody's really expecting it, but they keep saying that the Texans is nice. Bills versus Bears. Bills, Bears. BB, the Bears. I can't believe I trust the Bears. Bro, I can't believe I trust the Bears, bro. Scatterbo. Didn't he get injured? He not back. He not back yet. Tank there, otherwise Nico getting locked up. Winner. On next fourth quarter could be the series continues. First round bye. I ain't never heard him say the Bears will win the playoff game. But the only reason somebody's saying that the Bears right now is because the Packers, like, it's really random that the Packers are in the playoffs. It's like legitimately random, bro. Like, the last time the Packers was anything was Brett Favre was playing, or Aaron Rodgers, and so that's been a while. That's the only reason it seems like the Bears could whatchamacallit, bro. I don't know who's on the Packers. But I need to watch the Panthers. I need to watch the Panthers. I need to watch the Texans. Zone. Well, that's what happened with. Well, no. That's not what happened. Well, the receiver just slipped. But you get out of zone. Zone be cause you eat the zone up once you What's the big thing about zone is the fact that the linebacker is going to pass off, or it depends on what type of zone you just at there. But a lot of the times, whoever there's a lot of first down yardage to be gained. So whenever you see somebody playing zone, like there's a first down like yardage, and it's like you just gotta hit it because the zone has holes. That's the whole point. The zone has holes. So it's when one of the defenders is going to pass off that receiver, and so the other defender has to like come pick them up. But if you throw it right then and there, that's when it always like breaks down. Not breaks down, but like, and then somebody once, and then it's just a matter of once somebody picks up on that's what you like to run, they know exactly like, okay, running these zones, James. I'm hitting it as soon. We're waiting for your linebacker to pass off. Matter of fact, and I think that was one of the biggest, yeah, like with zones, having the running back run a fly up the middle is the fucking worst. Cause the linebacker is gonna push the running back, but as soon as the running back gets to like first down, well, as soon as that running back gets past the 5 yards, the linebacker's gonna let the running back go because the safety's supposed to now pick him up, and then there's a hole right there, and it's like, bro, you can just keep hitting that. But he need to be healthy. And Eagles can sit this on. They have enough ratings. Facts. Where's Devontae Adams at? I don't know where Devontae Adams at is anymore. Oh, well, when he was on the Packers, but he's on a. I think he's on a. I think Devontae was on the Raiders this year or something. Like he that was, and it was bad because he ain't nobody throw him to him. We are doubting. Oh, he on the Rams now. Okay, he got somebody which I throw it to him now. He was on the Packers for a little minute. Yeah, so that's why it's like, certain things, you can laugh about certain things, but then it's like, they talk about the marketing for certain stuff and certain teams just getting there, bro. So there's some things that'll be like, oh man, this team made it. And it was like, oh, they'll be that first time in the Super Bowl. Bro, 2026, bro. What are y'all expecting? Super Bowl 60? Mm-hmm. Like I said, of all these games, bro, that's the one to like that you're looking for. Like all the games this weekend, well, all the games that just got played, you were looking forward to the Ravens and the Steelers. That had like whatchamacallit, bro. Um, and you see how we would be talking if the Ravens was at that spot instead of the Steelers. Like it would be a whole nother conversation, boy. This is why the niggas should that shit should win, bro. No man, he should lose out to get a better draft pick. A better draft pick. A better draft. Who is coming out in this next who is anybody trying to get in this next Super Bowl John, bro? The next draft. I'm trying to figure out when Archie coming, bro. I'm ready for Archie Manning to get to the league. I'm ready for the Nepo babies. I'm ready for the next Manning. We had remember Peyton Manning? Remember Eli Manning? Eli Manning beat Tom Brady twice in the Super Bowl. I'm ready for Archie Manning, bro. I'm ready for Archie to get to the league, bro. Fucking root for a Manning. Bro, we ain't had a Manning, bro. They was running this jank, bro. Eli and Peyton, Tom Brady. The elites. Yeah, bro. That's the game. Everybody looking for it. Everybody looking for it. Justin Herbert. Thank you for saying the names. Justin Herbert. I don't. You know. You know how like if they ever whatchamacallit and they like looking at certain stuff. Right now, the hot like of like like if they got like a poster child or somebody that's trying to whatchamacallit, it's Drake May. Drake May. He plays for the Patriots, bro. He has a tough name. I think the NFL likes that guy. I think the NFL likes Drake May. uh, and so that's all that's what that like when I said looking at these games, the Seahawks and San Fran, that's a game that people are like, that's you like you gotta keep your eye on that one. That's the game I went and bet on. The Chargers and the Patriots, that's like a fun game. That's a fun game. I will also pay attention to the Bills and the Jags, but apparently they're saying the Bills got a whole bunch of injuries. So that would be unfortunate. That would be very unfortunate. The Bears could be hungry, but everybody else is too. The Niners. Yeah, I'm so surprised Reese ain't here to whatchamacallit. Niners one and done. So you think they beat the Eagles and then don't go further after that? I don't trust like that. I don't trust it like that. Oh, that game is a toss-up. George will carry it. And lose the Eagles. So conversations next weekend. Yeah, games is on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Games is on Saturday, Sunday. The Cardinals felt well. It's one of those. They had a short quarterback. Not that, and I'm not. It's not the same thing about Kyler Murray, but they had a short quarterback. They never really built their team all the way up. Like, and they had pieces that might have been fun to watch and like that hope factor, but we don't live off that hope shit. Might have been said, but Steelers, Texans would be a dog fight. Yeah, people, the consensus right now, most people think that the Texans are just gonna wash the Steelers, bro. No, most people right now think that the Texans are just the nicest team. They apparently have the number one defense. They think that the Texans are gonna just wash the Steelers. I don't know. But all I've been saying is, if the Steelers win, I wouldn't be surprised. If they lose, I wouldn't be surprised. That's all I'm saying about the Steelers. I feel like that's what you want. But people are saying that the Texans are going to wash them. Seahawks again. Okay, people are really rooting for the Seahawks right now, though. I've been hearing a lot about Seahawks. Texans game. Yeah, that's what I've been saying. Man, you can't play them. Highlights on here, huh? I'm not sure. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna try. You know what I'm saying? It's always a bit about how you gotta go about it, but man, I just don't. The conversations next weekend are gonna be not hilarious, but it'll be something. I don't want to feel bad for the Bill. I'm not liking the conversation around the Bills being all this injured and shit. And then it was like also the fact that the Jags put up 41 points today. The Jags put up 41 points today. I was like, God damn. I ain't even look to see who they played. Steelers got lucky. That is right. That's why I hate that jump. Like with the Ravens, bro, it's always they have one defining play of I think for like the last 6 to 7 years. There's one defining play of their whole whatchamacallits. This person dropping the pass. This person is another, like this missed a field goal. Like they have is one defining play. And that's actually kind of sort of like really weird. For the last few years, like the last 6 or 7 years, the Ravens have had one defining play. One defining play. Get the fuck out of here. This nigga said the Commanders. Bitch, it's the Redskins. I am not respecting the Commanders as a name, as a team. None of that, bro. They need to go back to the Redskins and they need to move they need to move out of DC. They need to move that shit to Virginia or to a different city. And they need to change the name. The Commanders is that logo is weak. It's giving very corporate. Whatever happened to you know how like mad corporations changed their logo and it was like they changed they took the cracker off the Cracker Barrel. They took the cracker and the barrel off the Cracker Barrel. Like the shit just say Cracker Barrel and work. Like bro, the Redskins is this shit is it's the Commanders and it's just a W. And hell no, they hold the whole shit whack. I don't want the hell no. I don't even like to talk about. I don't want to talk about them. I don't want to see nothing. That joint is weak, bro. That joint, like literally, there, bro. It is a waxed W, and the name is the Commanders. Like, even if you was gonna be the Commanders, like it could have been like an army chief as the motherfucker. Like it could have been something, bro. Like I don't know. This is weak, bro. It gives a corporate type of vibe to it. They ain't doing shit, bro. I don't even like the name. I don't even like to say Commanders, bro. Like I don't even know why. And it's supposed to invoke some type of command. Commanders. That junk it's just corny. Then the Redskins was first of all, the Redskins had a tough logo and name. It was a tough logo and name, bro. Like, for you to go from Redskins to Commanders is the Chiefs was already taken. They couldn't name it the Chiefs. They couldn't name that shit the Chiefs. That shit could have an entirely different name, bro. I'm just sorry. I just can't do it. I just grew up in the time, and I'm still gonna call them Redskins. I'm just not doing it. I'm just not doing it. You see, thank you for saying that part. That's all I said about the Eagles. They had some questionable losses. They had questionable losses this year, and it was, huh? Why they just lose? That's the only thing. Thank you for saying that. I don't have a team right now. I grew up in Virginia, so I really don't have a team. Right now, I was hoping that whatchamacallit would do well because Patrick Mahomes is not playing this year, and Lamar Jackson ain't in the A. Bro, I don't know. Um, Seahawks seems to be a fan favorite. Seahawks and Texans seem to be like a little fan favorite. If the Super Bowl was Seahawks and Texans, I think most people would be okay with that. He thought I was doing something. And I wonder how that pitch go. And the one thing about that joint was the boy, whoever it was, one of the people, Chiefs got the best name in the NFL. Low key, right? Chief. Raiders taking it to real talk. Fuck out of here with that shit. It was the guy. The guy knew that what it was about to happen. I forget. There was some. There was this money thing involved with that, with the name change and all of that, and from it going to the Redskins to the Raiders. I forget the story behind that, bro. There's a man who, like, really, he made mad money off of that. Whatchamacallit, bro. And I forget the exact story, but that joint is super weak, bro. That joint is super trash. Yeah, the Raiders ain't even know, like, that's why it was like crazy to come in here and just like mention the Raiders like the Washington Pigeons. Hey, but hey. Pigeons is better than Commanders. I'm sorry. Pigeons, shit. Just pigeons, they send pigeons are respectable. They used to you can train a pigeon to send some mail. This shit could have been the logo would have been a fucking pigeon with a scroll in his mouth, a letter. This shit could have been the Washington Crows. Bitch, they could have chosen another bird. You got the Cardinals. You got you got the Cardinals. You got the Ravens. Shit, niggas with the Crows. Bitch, you know how tough that would have been? Cause Crows is all black. So they jerseys could have been, the team colors could have been black and black and red is Crows. You know what a group of Crows is called? Hold on. A group of Ravens might be called, one of them is called a murder, and one of them is called a conspiracy. You know, like, that shit could have been really called the Crows. They could have been the Washington Crows, bro. That kind of eats, not gonna lie. That shit hard, bro. The Washington Crows? Bro, their colors could be black and red, bro. Nah, because the Falcons is black and red. The Cardinals, Ravens, Seahawks, Eagles. The Crows was not bad, bro. That's not. The funny one would have been the Pigeons. The Washington Pigeons. Their colors would have been like periwinkle blue. Shit. The motherfucking Pigeons, bro. And then you were root for them niggas, bro. Hey, bro, if they were the Crows or the Pigeons, you wouldn't even mind rooting for them, bro. Like, hey, bro, the Pigeons in the playoffs, bro. The Pigeons in the, that shit's on fire, bro. The Crows is tough. Like, the Crows is the actual tough name. The Pigeons is kind of funny, but the Crows is the actual tough name. The Crows is actually, like, kind of tough. Damn, and then, bro, Seahawks. Yeah, people saying that. People saying the Seahawks enough. This is the funniest jank, though. Bro, if we could actually do, like, a little bracket type of jank, bro, like, ourselves, and, like, we could actually, bro, we could actually do that, John. Ain't this time, ain't you supposed to be able to do that now anyway? Well, like, fantasy football, I forget, like, nah, fantasy, it went through the whole season, whoever had the most points and then different teams. I don't know, but can't you do something based off the playoffs? Bro, that would be pretty nice too. Like, we could actually do a jump, and then everybody could submit their whatchamacallits, and then how can we do it? That would actually be kind of sort of fun. That would be I would kind of have fun. Like that would be actually pretty. That would actually be pretty fun. And then everybody put their just put your YouTube name. Put your YouTube name, and then like we be like, oh yeah, we kind of go through it. Yeah, I ain't. Yeah, I would expect them to be back next year. But that would be like pretty cool. And then we can all like it would be cool to like keep track of the jump. But I'm cash money talking trash, win lose or whatever. I'm cash money talking trash, bro. But people, we can set some brackets up. Um, if we can set some brackets up, that would be tough. But this is what I'm saying. Like the craziest jump is to set up a bracket where you got like this person or that person going this and that far, and then like off the first week, everybody bracket just get washed because they think that this person or this team. I think like things like that are like those other games where you like, yeah, everybody thought they was gonna win and waxed. That's why I said. And it came around and plays Hawks. Yeah. Whoever Rams or the Panthers will be playing the Hawks. One of them. One of them. They play them next, bro. They got to play them next. Rams or the Panthers. That's why you got to watch that. You got to watch. That's why you got to see like what's going on right there, bro. I got to see what the heck is going on with the Panthers, bro. Hawks got it easy. See, this is why that jump. Like right now, is then not this weekend, but it's like next weekend. You were like, oh yeah, they about to come in all beat up, tired, this, that, and the third. So they just get to just or the other team coming in off momentum. So who knows? Sometimes the week that week we having people rusty, but I think it was gonna be very well needed. This one, this I think it's gonna be. I think this bye week was very much needed, and so I think they're gonna be way more refreshed. And that was the whole point. That's why you want that one seed, just for that, bro. They had that joint clenched, so it should be decent. But whoever they play after that would then be like their next big mate. Like it would be like, all right, that's when you like, all right, man. But they seem